chondrichthyans is the chondrichthyans, you can see individual gill openings. There are 5 gill openings in here. But in the chondrichthyans or osteichthyans, the bony fish, they put a bony cover over the gill chamber. It's called the operculum. And I'm going to lift it up. It's razor sharp, so be a little careful when you're picking this out. There, I'm lifting it up right now. It's called the operculum. If you've ever seen fish ventilating their gills, the bony cover, it's very sharp on the edge, so be a little careful. There it is, right there. That's the operculum. And if I cut the operculum out, the first gill arch is coming out with it. There's the first gill arch under it, and then there's a second one and a third one. Look, you can lift these up. There's a second gill lamella and a third, like pages in a book. The pelvic fin is sitting right here, a pair of them, very bony, very sharp. The pectoral fin is almost directly above it. There's not much horizontal distance between the pelvic and pectoral. They are sharp, so be careful of them. Most of the fins on the perch are unpaired, like the caudal fin, the posterior dorsal, the anterior dorsal, the anal fin. Those are all unpaired. Only the pectorals and pelvics are paired. I'm going to go in approximately through the pelvic girdle. The anal opening is sitting right about here. So I cut through the pelvis. And this is where I almost always get stuck by something, by a bone. What I want to do is try to take this whole lateral side of the body off. You see this line running from front to back? That's the lateral line. I was talking about that with sharks the other day. It's very, very sensitive to water vibrations, splashing and swimming. Fish are very, very sensitive to the very slightest changes in water pressure. So what I want to do is cut the body musculature away from the side all the way up to the lateral line and a little farther. Have any of you ever cleaned fish before? Yeah. You know this part. I can tell you the largest organ you're going to find inside, right here, this is the liver. And in vertebrates, the liver tends to be large. Now the stomach, this specimen is kind of small and scrawny, so you have to tease the liver out, but you'll notice it making a U-turn and going back, like the shark stomach. And if I can take the operculum off on this side, there's our gill chamber. And right in front, watch here, that is the ventricle of the heart, right here. And just above it, right here, is the atrium. Again, the same theme, darker and flabbier and lighter and tougher. This is the atrium, darker in color. That's the ventricle, pumping blood forward into the gills, up and around to the back. Now, one more thing to take a look for, and it's going to be in bad shape here because I think I already snipped into it. In the abdominal cavity above the gut, you can see there's a thin membrane here. Let's see if you can notice this. There's a thin membrane right here, and now I'm going to puncture it, and you notice it's like a little balloon in there. That is the swim bladder. It's a gas bag. They fill it up with gas from the blood, and they can take gas out of the swim bladder